Good morning. It is the October 30th session of the Portland City Council. Mayor Hales is on city business in China, so I'm presiding as president of the council. Carla, please call the roll.
Novick?
Here.
Fritz?
Here.
Fish?
Here.
Saltzman?
Here.
Hales. Request of Jamie Burrows to address council regarding good jobs equal great community centers and Sun schools.
Good morning. Welcome. Please state your name for the record, and then you have 3 minutes.
My name is Jamie Burrows, and I'm a rec coordinator over at Mount Scott Community Center. I'm here to talk to you about the practice of low-wage, unbenefited temporary labor that the city relies on heavily, the decrease in full-time employees, and a span of control. Within recreation, the city has thousands of part-time seasonal employees that are paid low wages, receive no benefits, and can work a maximum of 1,200 hours per year, which averages 26 hours per week. While this part-time labor model works for many of our lifeguards, party room attendants, sport teachers, etc., many of these employees are doing the same work as full-time benefited employees do, which is considered bargaining unit work. The city is looking to increase these employees to 1,600 hours per year, which is 30 hours per week, while still maintaining the stance that these employees do not do our jobs. These employees deserve to be properly compensated for the hard work that they do, and we as full-time benefited employees deserve to maintain our jobs and not have them contracted out to temporary agencies. Parks continually expands its services. Over the last decade, we have opened new facilities, increased our hours, increased the number of programs that we offer, the number of participants we serve, our revenue goals, and our part-time seasonal labor. The only thing we haven't increased is the number of full-time employees who create, implement, and oversee these programs and services. Since 2009, we have decreased our workforce by at least 12 positions, 3 within this last year, while positions have been added elsewhere. This has led to heavier workloads, oftentimes with employees working 10 days in a row with no overtime, which is against our contract, and the need to delegate our work to part-time seasonals. Over the last 4 to 5 years, we've lost 10 rec leaders, and this is an issue because this is an entry-level position for parks. The loss has been an excuse for the city to increase the amount of hours that part-time seasonals work, which does not lead to good quality recreation services. I've spoken in the past about parks' span of control. If you look at the organizational chart, it is easy to see that span of control ratios are all over the board. Some units have a ratio of 1 to 3 direct reports, some have a ratio of 1 to 16. On average, if you look at senior management and supervisors, they average a 1 to 6, so 6 direct reports per senior management or per rec supervisor. The last time I spoke to you about this, I suggested cutting non-management or non-represented management positions. Another way to fix this issue is to increase the represented full-time employees that are considered the direct reports. Commissioners, I have seen policies change and even created because some of your constituents were unhappy with some of the various ways the city is run. I'm here today to let you know that we, as your employees and residents of Portland, are unhappy with the way contract negotiations have been going, the way we have been treated at the table, and we would like to see a change beginning now. Thank you.
Ms. Burrows, thank you. Thank you. Ms. Burrows, thank you very much for your testimony. As the new commissioner in charge of parks, I share some of your concerns and will be working on those and indeed presenting a proposed package in the budget to my colleagues to increase budgeted positions in parks. We also have the good work of Commissioner Fish to build on in ending the previous contracting out contract, which enters into the issue of the current challenge in filling spots. But thank you very much for your testimony. Please read item 1022.
Request of Vicente Harrison to address council regarding park ranger recognition.
Good morning. Please state your name for the record, then you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, Vicente Harrison. As my fellow Rangers stand behind me, I'd like to say good morning to Mayor Hales in his absence, to our city commissioners, Amanda Fritz, Dan Saltzman, Steve Novick, and Nick Fish. My name is Vicente Harrison. I have served as a park ranger for over a year. I am a husband, father, and homeowner in the city of Portland. In March of this year, Park Rangers united to sign cards choosing to be represented by Local 483 and part of the DCTU contract. We had 4 full-time Rangers and 11 seasonal workers at that time. Since then, we've had close to 100% turnover in staffing among seasonal Rangers. As a result, the Ranger program has had to spend money to train and outfit approximately 12 new Rangers. Aside from the cost of constant retraining, high turnover lowers morale in our work group as we watch our partners run out of hours. The rotating door of seasonal employees is also a liability for the Ranger program when it comes to safety. New Rangers may not be ready for the variety of difficult situations that can arise on the job. Then there's the personal toll on seasonal Rangers who are living on the edge, scrambling to pay bills and set little aside for when their hours inevitably run out. As a seasonal worker, I had to deal with the same stressful uncertainty trying to pay a mortgage and raise 2 children, daughter Harper Adele Grace and son Vicente II. Imagine coming home or coming into work one day and finding out it's your last day. That's what happened to Dustin Meyer and Cardis Berry without any notice. The Park Ranger program has lost many talented employees due to the current model of seasonal employment. Take Katie Gribben, for example. She was the 2012 recipient of the Director Award for Exceptional Work in Parks. Her work with the houseless community earned positive media attention for Portland Parks and Recreation and the Ranger program. She would have been a great asset to our Bureau, but her hours ran out and she had to move on. We have one standing with us today, a former Park Ranger who also is here in support of the Rangers, Nate Hepp. He served the Park Rangers for 4 years, and he also had to move on when his hours ran out because of lack of opportunity. I was fortunate enough to be selected as a full-time Ranger to work with a great team. Among the Rangers, we have a Human Rights Commissioner, a former policy advisor for Mayor Sam Adams, a former federal wilderness ranger, and a published author and editor, to name just a few. All of us, whether full-time or seasonal, confront the same challenges daily in our parks, dealing with controlled substance abusers, mental health issues, and gang activity, and we count on each other to do this work safely. With the expansion of duties performed by Rangers, the need is growing for services, but the staffing levels are unstable. High turnover is a liability for the workforce and the community that depends on us. While it makes operational sense to have some seasonal Rangers for the busy summer months, it does not make sense that the majority of Rangers are seasonal workers. The majority of the work we do must be done year-round. By staggering seasonal workers instead of creating more permanent positions, these employees are denied the wages and benefits of full-time Rangers working next to them. The Park Rangers look forward to working with our management team and Commissioner Fritz to address these concerns once we are recognized as a union and begin bargaining. We ask you again to reconsider recognizing us as a part of Local 483 so that we can fulfill the Parks 2020 vision and leave a legacy for our children that is better than our inheritance. Thank you.
So thank you all for being here. This is another program that Commissioner Fish initiated, which, as Mr. Harrison said, was started with just 4 Rangers and is now expanded to many more full-time employees. I appreciate your eloquence in making one of the arguments that, again, I'm going to be making to my colleagues in the budget.
Commissioner Fritz, can I also just observe?
Please.
We were, the City of Portland 23rd Annual Community Survey results were issued, I believe, yesterday. And they asked, in this, the auditor asked the public to rate services. And I think that for all of our parks employees that are here today, we should also pause and acknowledge that the highest rated services in the city were parks and recreation services at 86% favorability from the public. So I think we should give them a round of applause.
We're going to be hearing from some more of our wonderful Parks employees. It is stunning how we have been able to provide such great services on such a shoestring budget, and I think that needs to change in the future. Item 1023, please.
Request of Terry Carvalho to address council regarding keep public services public in the city.
You got some pass outs for them?
Good morning. Please state your name for the record, and then you have 3 minutes.
Good morning, council. My name is Terry Carvalho. I'm with the Department of Transportation.
Terry,
Sewer-
bring the mic down just a little bit so we can hear you.
Is that a little better?
Thank
Okay. Good morning, council. My name is Terry Carvalho. I'm with the Department of Transportation Sewer Repair. I've been doing this type of work for about 10 years now. I believe we are the most efficient, cost-effective employees in a specialized line of work. We have a wealth of knowledge and decades of experience, and it's all passed on. Our knowledge is an installation and repair of our city main sewer lines. We do all of our training and cross-training hands-on in the field. This ensures employees understand the proper techniques and safety procedures. Vendors come to us many times asking us to try out their tools of the trade or equipment because they trust and value our knowledge and our expertise. We are provided top-notch equipment. Our equipment is maintained by the #1 city fleet nationwide for 3 years in a row. Fortunately, I was only able to get 1 copy, but there's 3 of these out there. So our city fleet, they rock. They are the best. They're very understanding. We ask for a request for something to do, they're on it. They're great. It takes years and huge investments to build the arsenal of our specialized equipment that we have. Everything we need is at our fingertips or just a radio call away. We are truly an envy of many contractors. Our planner scheduler in my department, sewer repair, is receiving more work orders than we have the capacity to handle. That's where contracting out comes into play. I would like to show you a couple of pictures of what we find out in the field. This one picture here is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Somebody just scabbed it together. They put rope in between. They filled in with some spray foam insulation. It's a horrible job. Roots got in there and plugged up our sewer line. So therefore, we were called to investigate, and we ended up digging it up. And this is the way it's supposed to look. As you can see, there's quite a difference. The integrity of the lines were quite different. Okay, where was I? We're called in by, often we're called into the field to fix contractors' mistakes. And they should have been done right the first time by dedicated city employees. The bottom line of a contractor is to make profit and to pay their employees lower wages and benefits. Whereas we want to do the job right the first time, keep the integrity and reliability of our sewer lines. Repairs like this have and could be resulting in risk management claims. So my question is to you, what is better for ratepayers? To have the job done right the first time? Do it again the second time? Do you want the job to last? Do you want to cut corners? So then why would the city be interested in underwriting or contract language that protects us from contractors? Isn't it cheaper to have in-house? We do better work, we're more efficient. If we were to increase our staffing, just think of the money we could save just having us do it. We have everything in our arsenal. We have the technology. We have everything we have everything we need. I believe we can save a lot of money just working in-house. If we're going to use contractors, we need to be a little bit more selective on who we use and hold them accountable longer than 2 years. Our problems don't show up until after 2 years. Usually it's a 5-year span. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your testimony. Please read item 1024.
Request of Jonathan Gibson and Mary Protzman to address council regarding why the DCTU employees and their union are critical to this city and its services.
Good morning. You have 3 minutes between you, and please
Yes.
state your names for the record.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Gibson, and I come here today to testify as not a city employee, but as a longtime member of the city. I was born here in Northwest Portland. I was raised and lived here. I went to college here at Portland State University, and now I both work and live here. I also know that none of this would be possible without the support of the city workers making this city run. For example, I know that when a water main breaks, there'll be someone there to fix it. I know that when I go to a Timbers game, I'm safe because of the Portland Police. I know that without clean parks, the festivals that this city holds so dear would not happen. And I know that if I ever need to start a business or get a permit, I can go to this city and get it in a timely manner. I understand that the budgeting process is a thankless and tiring job, but I also know that we get what we pay for. Portland is blessed with a wonderful and amazing workforce that keeps this city running on a shoestring budget. But I, as well as the recent report by the auditor's office, shows that we're concerned that that may be coming under jeopardy. I value this city, I know you value this city, and we can show that value by supporting its workers and investing in its services.
My name is Mary Protzman. I'm a non-sworn employee of the Portland Police Bureau, active steward and trustee of AFSCME Local 189. The City of Portland is a good employer, but it has proven throughout the DCTU contract negotiations to be a lousy partner. AFSCME Local 189 elected new leadership this past winter, and in our strategic planning session, 2 of our 5 goals included reestablishing good working relations with BHR and the apparently unobtainable goal of providing better services to more of the city with more efficiency through labor and management working together as collaborative partners. I live, play, and work in this city, and as a frontline unionized worker, I am part of a massive effort to provide the services that make this place so livable. Stop lowering our standards of service. A new community survey out of our auditor's office shows an overall decline in satisfaction of city services. Doing more with less stops working after a while, and asking frontline workers to sacrifice time and time again, doing more with less and less, is compromising the investment in Portland's future. I'm supposed to have a living wage job working for the city, but it's getting harder to afford to even live here. I have postponed starting a family of my own because I cannot afford that either. This is not an ask for money. This is about city management wasting everyone's time with petty stall tactics that result in a real small financial savings. This is about the rights of middle-class workers to bargain collectively and progressively to make our entire community stronger. As elected officials, you have the power to stop management's dawdling at the table, stop trying to bust city unions, and stop trying to balance our financial shortfalls on the backs of the labor trying to keep this city clean, safe, prosperous, and awesome. If the council's concerned about the bottom line of the city, then the council should be concerned about the bottom line of our people.
Thank you for your testimony.